Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They go play action here on first down. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Come on,
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And Eifert has it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Push him back. Push him back.
Now the former Sooner, this is Rodney Anderson. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. To throw on 3rd down, Dalton. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. Leading them out is the former first-rounder from all the way back in 2004 from Miami of Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes
Two
last
touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
Now a play fake here on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. But it'll be second down. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
And this offensive line, they're going to have to be a lot better than they were right there. We certainly won't measure them just by one play, but they definitely got a big challenge ahead of them in this one because this defense, they love to run blitz, and they clog up the running lanes.
First carry for James Conner, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack, but I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone and into the offensive backfield. He's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. He's bred this big defensive tackle.
So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. First and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And Dalton to throw. That's complete to John Ross. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Let's go. Let's do this.
And now out come the Steelers. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Come on, football,
On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
51 the mic, boys, 51. Hey, check.
First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Let's go.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. No gain on the dump off. It's second down.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Roethlisberger, and he finds McDonald. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Here we go. Get off the field.
On 2nd down, it's Connor. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then dropped just inside of the 20. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Mixon with a 1st down carry. The numbers for Mixon last week, 17 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here's Dalton. He gets this one to Boyd. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Dalton on the draw to Mixon. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Let's get it. 55. Hey, eat. You remember me?
Dalton off play action.
Check.
He's got Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Hey, check. Mike 50.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Hauschka adds the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now. Here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground.
It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. 59 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the gun, it's a give to Anderson. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
All day, every day, any day.
Andy Dalton. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Dalton now to pass. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That was on the veteran Cordy Glenn. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Dalton here from the gun. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Roethlisberger will hand to Connor.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. On 1st down, it's Samuels. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger got an open man. It's Washington. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line. They go play action with Roethlisberger. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Roethlisberger will throw. The linebacker Preston Brown there to knock that one away. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He finds his tight end Gentry. And he'll be down at the 46. Well, they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. Open man here is Gentry. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Defense.
They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the...
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Boswell good with the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On first down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 10 yards there and a Bengal first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Play action now, Dalton. And he whips that one incomplete there. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And that'll bring up second down. Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Roughing the passer, defense.
I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Dalton. Open man there is Malone. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. All tied up at 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. 7 yards there and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Coverage there by the former first-round pick, William Jackson. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Washington's got it. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here, as this is toward the sideline.
Let's go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Green once again the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Hey. 4 down.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus on the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Watch the curve. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift.
One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up fourth.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's been the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, who's led the way. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Able to find Switzer, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Hey, me and you all day, all day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll run on first down. Connor. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Again, it's Connor. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Connor. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
No, check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
On second down, Samuels. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll get this one to Switzer. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing, Dalton to the left side here for Eifert. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Andy Dalton. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Hey, they scared.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. On 2nd down now. It's Connor, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Open man is Switzer, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Roethlisberger now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. Short pass caught by the tight end Gentry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Now Connor. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of 2 there, second down. Ben leaves to Connor on the draw. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards there and a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They run with Connor.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 13-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Roethlisberger now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run here with Connor. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Conner, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Dalton under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Bush came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Passing, it's Dalton. He gets this one to Boyd. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. They go play action with Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Keep playing hard.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. 2nd and 5 now. Dalton got his man. It's Eifert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Dalton now to pass. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. This will be Dalton again. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. To throw here, Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin Bush picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
Here we go.
Dalton on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Drew Sample, his first touchdown on the year, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. A 10-play drive that time. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Connor. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now it's Connor. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. Now a toss. This is Connor. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A quick throw into the hands of Switzer. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Check, 55 to Mike. Ready?
Dalton, 1st and 10. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 43.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Dalton once more. Screen play. Anderson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Mike, 55.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, Connor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Hey, keep it up, keep it up.
Now Roethlisberger. He finds his tight end, Gentry. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 42. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Back to throw. Finding Green complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. He's back to throw. 7 yards there and a first down. To the left side here for Eifert. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, 20, 10. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Boswell for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here we go with a player's spotlight, and we shine that spotlight on Andy Dalton. He's been pretty good when he's had time. The issue is, as we see here, a lot of times he hasn't had the time.
And a lot of that in getting past it is attitude. How's he projecting? Is he showing that the other team is getting to him? Is he showing his guys up front that he's upset, that he's angry, or is he still encouraging? Because those guys, they've got to find a way to pick it up, and it always happens a little bit better if they feel like their quarterback's on their side.
So far, 5 sacks against him.
We got 4.
All right, here's Dalton. That's complete to the tight end sample. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Now Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Dalton wants to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Big spot, Andy Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Pittsburgh, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.